Thanks for checking in once again. This is going to be a first close look at what seems to be a potential storm for the East Coast Thursday into Friday of this week. There are a lot of factors to consider right now. There isn't great model agreement. Models are starting to converge, but the solutions are still a little volatile. So what I want to do is I want to show you what's driving the storm so you understand how the forecast can change. I want to start from up in the atmosphere at 5,000 feet and then work our way down to the surface. So real quick, this just shows where high and low pressure is at 5,000 feet in the atmosphere. And this is important because it shows really what drives the storm system. Okay, where is the energy coming from? Where is it going to consolidate and so forth. So right here, this is Val Thursday 18Z. I'll actually back it up a little bit. You can see we have a very strong jet stream ridge developing. Not strong, but decently strong ridge in the west. And you see you have energy that's going to dive down on the northern stream, as shown by this little purple. And it looks to want to merge with some southern stream energy right over the Ohio Valley. And this is a good spot for it to merge because usually at 5,000 feet, the surface low is going to be more towards the coast. Notice you have blocking high pressure over in Greenland. You have a low pressure center here around 50 north, 50 west. That's a 50-50 low. Looks like a textbook setup for a major northeast snowstorm. But that's the overall large-scale picture. Now you have to zoom in a little bit and see really, is this storm going to come to fruition and really what needs to change to give the Mid-Atlantic, mainly, I'd say Philadelphia northward and not so much New England, the big storm. And I'm going to go into that now. So this now goes down to the surface. So that was at 5,000 feet. This is the surface. Here's the storm developing. Okay, Gulf moisture is going to converge with that moisture coming from Canada. Notice you have all this high pressure blocking to the north. You want to see that for a big snowstorm. That's called a banana high, and some of our best storms have had that banana high. Now it just comes down to when is this storm going to really consolidate and merge? Is it going to be up near Cape Cod or is it going to be up near our area? This is the latest European. You can see it develops a weaker storm and it really doesn't consolidate it until it gets over, say, Cape Cod area, which, would give us snow, but wouldn't give us the heart of the storm. The heart of the storm would be up in Massachusetts. But let me show you why this situation's so volatile and really what can change. I think that has to start here with the upper air pattern. This just shows energy in the atmosphere. Okay, so if we go back here, I want to back up. This is basically now. Okay, our storm system from the north is really just off of Alaska right now, and it's going to converge with southern stream energy here. All this image shows is energy in the upper atmosphere. It shows spin. So you can see, if you follow this little blob here, this is going to dive down. You see it starting to dive down here and try to merge with the southern stream. Okay, now the question is, how much does this energy from the north dive down? If it dives down less and starts to just merge over here, it's not going to phase till late. So the European model, if you notice, it has the system phasing a little late, which means the storm's really going to start to blow up around Cape Cod. Now, a difference of, say, 50, 60 miles of this shortwave, what it's called, wanting to dig more, would result in a bigger storm for the Mid-Atlantic. So again, you have to understand what's going on in the upper atmosphere before we can translate to what the model's showing at the surface. I mentioned yesterday, anybody can look at a model run and show what the surface is showing for that run. Oh, it's going to snow here, it's not going to snow there, it's out to sea, it's inland. But really, what's driving that? And I'm trying to show you guys, basically, it's how does this energy here consolidate with this energy down here to produce a storm along the East Coast. And I'll show you what the surface looks like now. This is the latest European. So here's that northern energy, here's that southern energy, what you saw in the upper air data. See, it starts to consolidate, but it really doesn't blow up until, again, it gets right off of Cape Cod, and then it really bombs out over Maine. So again, right now, this would give North Jersey some snow. South Jersey wouldn't get much of any precipitation with this, but I think this is going to change a little bit. Obviously, I'm a little biased because I live in North Jersey, but I've noticed this year that those short waves like to dig a little farther than the models indicated earlier in the period, and we still are 5 days away. So over the next 2 days, the data is going to be crucial to see the trend. Right now, the trend, I think, is still the jury's out on it. So although this is a big storm for New England, gives them a foot of snow, we get maybe 5 inches in North Jersey, we have to see how this develops. And this is obviously the GFS I'm showing you here. That was European. GFS is more out to sea, but if you look at the GFS ensemble, which basically takes the operational run of the GFS and tests it for errors and reruns it, it shows that low is actually more inland than the operational model has. So that shows you that the model is having a very hard time dealing with this system, which leaves room for things to change. And finally, what I'll show you guys is here's the storm system out here. Okay, so again, it hasn't even hit land yet. It's going to hit land tomorrow. That we'll get more sampling data in the upper air atmosphere, so the models will be more accurate probably by tomorrow night, once this energy and the southern stream energy here hits. But overall, like I said, this overall large-scale pattern looks ripe for a nice major snowfall. It's going to be very cold ahead of the storm after this rainstorm comes through today, and we'll just have to keep an eye on things. So I'll keep updating. Probably next update either tonight or tomorrow morning when I get more modeling data. But I'm not ready to give up here on the East Coast. I've been talking about this storm now for at least 5 days, and just because some of the models have trended to the east and more north more, I still think there's room for this to shift. So let's take a look at it. Let's see what happens. Again, time frame would be Thursday into Friday, and definitely a lot to watch. Thanks for checking in.